So let's talk about directed graphs and undirected graphs. Graphs are directed if the existence from A to B of a relationship or an edge does not guarantee a relationship between B to A, right? Just because E goes to A in this example, A doesn't necessarily go to E. That might be a bit abstract, so let's go ahead and unabstract that, right? So suppose we have a let's suppose we're drawing a graph of one of the most classical things that we draw graphs of these days, social media, right? Suppose we have Alice and Ben and Carol, right? On Facebook, this is an undirected graph. You're either friends with one person and they're friends with you, or you're not friends, right? Alice and Ben are friends, and Ben and Alice are friends, right? There's no on Facebook. There's no one-directional relationship here, right? Carol and Ben and Carol and Alice are not friends. However, on a site like Twitter, right? Alice might be a celebrity, so Ben is following Alice on Twitter, but since Alice is a celebrity, she doesn't necessarily follow like all of her like 10,000, 20,000, or million, or however many followers celebrities have, right? So she might not follow Ben, right? But suppose that Carol is also a fellow celebrity who likes Alice, so Carol might follow Alice, and Alice might follow Carol back. That's a directed graph, right? So just because there's a relationship going this way doesn't necessarily mean there's a relationship going the other way, but there can be, right? So directed graphs are sometimes called digraphs, and if you're talking, and if you don't have directed edges, then we just call that an undirected graph or graph. Now in this case, before I move on, the order of the edges when we define our set of edges absolutely matters, right? Here, we'd say the edges are equal to B to A and A to C and C to A. So we have to explicitly label. So in this one, we explicitly say, hey, this, basically all the edges here are directed. So B to A to C, and C to A. Another way to think of it, they're like one-way streets. You can only travel one direction. They're represented by arrows, and they're always represented by source destination, right? In this graph, for instance, these are the edges that map to this one, and you can pause here if you need to work that out for yourself. All right. So the other big thing that graphs can have are weights, and we'll continue that part on another video.